Hello and welcome to Kids Corner on Armstrong Channel 20 and 100. I'm Miss Chrissy and I'm your host for this season of Kids Corner. Today we are at Boardman Stadium Drive and we're in Mrs. Sosie's and Miss Fabry's kindergarten classes. And today we are going on a reading adventure and we'd like you to come along. On our adventure today, we are going to be reading about Joseph and his Little Overcoat by Sims Tabak. Good morning, boys and girls.
Good morning.
Good morning. Today we are going to be reading a very special book. And this is our magic book that's going to take us on a reading adventure today. Those of you in the back, can you see it?
Yeah.
Wow. But before we begin, this book is about Joseph. And he has a great way of turning magic into something old and something new.
Wow. Hey.
And by the cover of the book, what do you think it's going to be about? Yes, in the Browns sweatshirt.
Magic.
It's about magic, maybe. Yes, sir.
My name is Joseph.
Your name is Joseph. Well, Joseph, what do you think this book is going to be about?
Magic?
Magic. How about you, young lady?
Very.
You think it's going to be about food? That's a really good guess, too. Yes, sir.
Floating in the air.
Floating in the air. Maybe. Yes, dear.
Because they have scissors.
Very good. Look at that detail she just found. Here's maybe a clue. Can I help you out? If you haven't already today, let's take a look outside. And outside that window, do you notice things that may be changing out there? Maybe with your keen eye, you can see the change. Or with your keen ear, you can hear some changes. Or with your keen sense of smell, you can smell some changes that are going on. And with those changes, we have special activities that are going on outside. Right? Everybody have special activities? And with the change that comes, we see vivid colors of rainbow, that sparkle and glisten, and perhaps different hues of colors that we haven't seen. And with that comes a cool, crisp breeze. And you might be wearing something a little warmer these days. Is that so? Maybe compared to summertime? Well, Joseph had a little overcoat, and that is what this story is about. This story is by Sims Tabak, and we're going to begin our reading adventure. Joseph had a little overcoat by Sims Tabak. Joseph had a little overcoat. It was old and worn. So he made a jacket out of it and went to the fair.
Oh, I went to the fair.
Joseph had a little jacket, but it got old and worn. So he made a vest out of it.
A vest? Oh, I know what a vest is.
And he danced at his nephew's wedding. Joseph had a little vest, and it got old and worn. So he made a scarf out of it and sang in the men's chorus. Joseph had a little scarf, and it got old and worn.
It's worn.
So he made a necktie out of it and went to visit his married sister in the city. Joseph had a necktie. It got old and worn. So he made a handkerchief out of it and drank a glass of hot tea with lemon. Joseph had a little handkerchief, and it got old and worn. Pick up next. So he made a button out of it and used it to fasten his suspenders. Joseph had a little button. One day he lost it.
Uh-oh.
Now he had nothing. So Joseph made a book about it, which shows you can always make something out of nothing. And our book today, again, was Joseph Had a Little Overcoat by Sims Tabak. So Joseph made something wonderful out of something old to something new. How many of you recycle? Do you recycle by show of hands? And that is making our earth very, very healthy, isn't it? So Joseph didn't get rid of that overcoat, did he? What did he make? What did he make? Someone that maybe hasn't, yes.
A scarf.
He did make a scarf, but before he made that scarf, he made something else very special. Yes, sir.
Made a shirt.
He may have made a shirt. Let's think about it. Let's look at the story. How about the little boy behind with the browns? Do you remember what? He did. So first, let's do it on our hands. First, he did an overcoat. Can you show me the first thing with your pointer finger? First, he made an overcoat. Then, number 2, he made a jacket. How many of you, by show of hands, wore a jacket here today on this crisp autumn morning? Very good. Well, that's wonderful that you all wore one. After his jacket was number 2. Number 3, he made a vest. And then number 4, he made what came next? A scarf. Then he made number 5, and it was a
Bow tie.
Oh, is it a bow tie?
Yeah. A necktie.
A neckerchief, yes. And then he made a button for his suspenders, and then he realized he had nothing left because he lost his button, and he made a fabulous book about it. So he's just making something new and wonderful. And when we do something that is recycling, we are saving the earth, and we are doing such wonderful things to make something old, something new again. We're repurposing it. That's a really big word. Can you say that? Repurpose. And the little girl that's got the Cleveland Browns outfit in the back, can you get the ball that's behind you and pass it forward to Miss Chrissy?
Ooh.
Now, as this ball is coming forward, what do we notice that's different? Whoop. What do we notice about this ball? Is this a ball? Oh my goodness. This is a sphere. This is a different shape, isn't it?
It's an earth.
It is Earth, and it's spinning around and round. And do you know where we live? We live in Boardman, Ohio, don't we? In the United States. Did you know?
I live in Fort Worth. On the bottom.
We live in Ohio, don't we?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Down there is snow.
Yes. And this is where we are over here. But Joseph in his little overcoat lived way on the other side of the world. He lived in a country called Poland and not the United States. There is a Poland, Ohio by us, isn't there? Poland is also like where we live. They have to wear warm, snuggly jackets because it's cold and it's going to snow there as well. So how do we say hi in Ohio, the United States? Let's say it together. Hi. Do you know how Joseph says hello in the country of Poland? He says, cześć. Would you like to try it?
Cześć.
Cześć. Very good. So when you go home tonight and you see your mom and dad, brothers or sisters, grandparents or your neighbors, you can be silly like Joseph and say, shush. Want to try it again? Shush. And you can say, hello, because that's how we say it here. We do say hi, don't we? Shush. So now, Miss Chrissy is going to put our globe down, and I would like you to pass it to your neighbor so everybody gets the chance to hold the ball. I have a box that's next to me, and it's filled with some animals. Did you notice with your keen eyes during Joseph's stories some different animals? Did it look like maybe he was at a zoo?
No.
Didn't look like he was at a zoo. Did it look like maybe he was at the park?
No.
Thank you. Did it look like maybe he was at the zoo?
No.
I heard no before. I heard some yes. We said that already, huh? I was seeing if you were listening. Did it look like maybe he was at the farm?
No.
I think that maybe so. So what I'm going to do is I need to have 4 of you, and I'm going to come around and I'm going to let you do a very special thing. Then the other ones of your friends in this circle are also going to do a very special thing. We should be looking at them, exploring, seeing what animals maybe we would see here in Ohio, in Boardman, Ohio. You are going to be Joseph. Look how big. You're going to be my special helper. Those of you that are standing, we're going to come up one at a time, and you're going to put your animal back in this basket if you see this animal in Ohio. So then you're going to, where's our Joseph? Come with me, boys. You guys are going to be our line leaders. Joseph with his coat and Joseph with his scarf. You're going to be our line leaders. Once you stand up, we're going to go one at a time, and we're going to walk around, and we are going to do a folk dance that Joseph would do, and it is a special dance that you can sing along, and it says la 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 la. Does everybody know how to say la la?
Yeah.
Let's try la 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 la. Very good. So Miss Chrissy is going to walk with our Joseph, and you are going to walk with your soft feet after you put your animal back at his home, and we're going to make one big large circle to stretch out our legs because you were sitting so quietly.
I had a little overcoat, much too old to sew. La 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 la. Whatever could I do with it? I just didn't know. La 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 la. So I thought, what could I do? I made myself a jacket that was almost new. La 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 la. Made myself a jacket that was almost new. I had a little jacket much too old to sew. La 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 la. Whatever could I do with it? I just didn't know. La 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 la. So I thought, what could I do? I made myself a vest that was almost new.
La 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 la.
Made myself a vest that was almost new.
Thank you for listening. This was fun for us to walk around and stretch and wiggle a little bit. And now I would like our gentlemen to please take their seats. Ladies, you can stay with me. We're going to sit down at the table and we're going to do our craft. So after our reading adventure by our inspired Joseph and his overcoat, we went online and we found just basic things that you need around your house to create one of your very own overcoats. We have a confetti of different hues from recycled materials that you can get out of maybe your clippings from your old Christmas cards, perhaps out of your recycling bin to make this earth better. That's what Joseph did. He actually traded something old to something new. And we'd like to encourage you to do it at home. Grab your markers, scissors, glue, and you can bring your imagination, or for a little extra help, you can have a parent go online and print off something that you could do with a coat. Let's get started. You are going to get some of these papers on your table. And I'm going to tap one of you. Would you pass each paper around to each person at your table? And when I give you this paper, where do you think that Miss Chrissy cut this from? Do you think that maybe I was thinking of Joseph and how Joseph did what? He made something old new. This is Joseph, remember? And he has a little overcoat. So now it's your time to take the cutout papers on your beautiful color tables in the different hues that maybe you might find that if you were to cut up old scrap paper made out of magazines at home or newspaper or something that you may create by yourself. You can do your patterns like you did on your bears today, green and yellow, or you can create something new. But there is glue and there are markers and there are lots of different colors of the rainbow that you can find on your table that now you can take something old and recycled and make it new. Make sure you put your name down on your piece of paper so that you'll know whose beautiful artwork and whose beautiful overcoat this is. Thanks for watching. I'm Miss Chrissy with Kids Corner on Armstrong, Channel 20 and 100. We are at Boardman Stadium, and these are our special drawings that we're doing with our book, Joseph Had a Little Overcoat by Sims Tabak. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.